bring this around. Now this is on this side. And last half pass. Straighten and down. Let's see what we got. Yep, definitely getting a little more tired here. So, sorry if I'm not as entertaining. I feel like I should be more entertaining. Okay, so we got that one. I'm going to do a quick little hard wrap on it. Push it up. Double check. Looking good. Double check. And wrap her down. Okay, now pop her off right there. And let's get to lacing. Okay, you go over there. Not exactly sure if I want to use that particular copper wire again, but for that. But it might be too bare. But the one thing is, it's good on my joints at least. So again, we're chopping that so that you have an uneven thing, so don't chop right down the middle, or else it'll make more lumpy bumpies on your stem wire. I don't know what a lumpy bumpy is. I mean, I know what it is, but it seems like, I'm talking about kids' oatmeal or something. Okay, now I have the, careful, you'll get, when you pop the beads off, you'll get a little remnant in there sometime. Okay, so fold that down, go back over here, lightly tamper down, just so it lays a little flatter on that stem wire. Then you can push that one down. Now, be aware of when you reverse wrap that you do want, like, the seat needs to have the no seam. You want the seam to be on the underside. Now, this one is a little bit more cupped than I'd want. So, this is how cupped it is. Okay, it's not more cupped than I want, but it's on the upper end of cupping. And that's okay. I'll put it in the middle and it'll be a cupped one. That's fine. We want, like, some variation on these guys. So I'm going to do that push down, and I want to keep the top as flat as possible. So I'm kind of like making it look like kind of like that, right? And so that's what's going to do right now. I'm going to, again, push things around, organize my rows. And then I'm going to, this one is definitely pretty cuppy. So I'll be aware of that next time. And it's hard to, once you bend it even slightly, the snowball effect is so, like, it's prominent that you're going to get cupped, even if you don't think so. So now normally we go in from the outside. Now we're going to go in from the inside because we want to kind of really hide this lacing wire. You're not going to see it all when you're looking down if you do it this way. And you want to do it low. So maybe 2 beads up from the bottom on the middle stretch. So like 2 beads up from the bottom. Go that low. And you're going to pull it up, and you do the same lacing. It's just you're doing it from the outside. So pull that tight. And again, when I lace, sometimes I said this in a previous video, I take the opposite side and I kind of loosely wrap it around that wire up there sometimes because it can get kind of in your way. It might try to get tangled in there. And so off we go, lacing ho. Let's see what time we got. I want to stop this one so that I don't go too long. Okay. So I might pause it for the lacing. So again, pull it tight. Do your lacing. Again, you can't really lace these as you go. I mean, I guess you could. I just wouldn't recommend it because you're going to do a lot of shaping after the fact. And through we go. So I think I'm going to actually pause this one so you don't have to watch me do this. Because, it's also getting later, so my joints get a little weird too. So I realized I probably should not have done this asleep. But you know what? We're living dangerously. Tempting fate with every lace. Okay, let's see what we got here. After this one, I'm going to pause it and then come back when I am done so you don't have to watch all this. Because why would you want to? I don't know. Okay, and there we go. Fastest lacer ever. Actually, to be honest, I am kind of slower when I lace on this side when it's cupped because it's just like hard for me to get in there and grab it. I just wanted to go to the last one again and just remind you that you want to kind of focus on the top being slightly tighter. So if you're ever kind of in between, like err on the side of pulling this top tighter, especially for the last one. Because you don't want to, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but you know, it's easier then to kind of control it when you do the furling. So wrap it around twice on that last one. Always pull this through, and put it up here to kind of cheater it through. Up on the top, pull it through, and then chop her off. Okay, so now we are back to having our cute little, come back here, buddy. Let's fly away. Don't fly away. Okay. And so it's about that, you know, it's about that shape again. That's the profile we're looking for. Now this time, again, we have the reverse wrap. So we have an inner seam here and an outer seam here. Inner, outer, and we also see our lacing on the outside, which means then when we assemble it, we're not going to see the lacing at all because it's going to open up a little bit. See, I really like this color. It looks really dark when it's next to this one, but then when it's alone, it's another one of those like matte neons, like matte neon pastel, right? It seems kind of like an oxymoron all the way around, but it works. I love them. I got a half kilo of these too because I'm just like I think I'm going to use these a lot. That's what I think. So I was happy to get it. So anyhow, I'll ask her what the real color number is. I'm going to look it up and see if I can figure it out. Sometimes I can figure it out from hers and the way that she changes it. Why does she change it, I wonder? I should ask her. So, again, now fixing these rows so they kind of hit evenly. And so just pressing them with my fingernail along the seam, you know, and doing it on the bottom. Because otherwise you can see, like, look here, you can see, again, this is just me being uptight. But you see that little lumpy bump right there? See how it's hitting? And then these get a little bumpier out. And that's just because sometimes the way you wrap, you know, some get pulled one way and some get pulled the other way. So just take your fingernail and just flatten them out, you know. Move those beads around. Sculpt. You're sculpting. Sculpt it. Sculpt it? Sculpt it. Sculpt it. I don't know what that is. Okay. So, pulling this down straight, making our little seat for a little, if there were just like a little fairy sitting on my little rattan chair, it would sit right there. That's what we're imagining. Okay, now pulling this top up, we're also going to pull it up, especially the cuppy one, so that the top kind of gets flatter before I do the furling squish flat. Again, a lot of molding. Like you can do, because it's a basic frame, you're playing with it. You know, like shape it, make it have personality. If you're making that like yellow daisy with all basic frames, you know, give it a little pizzazz, you know, curls, swish, you know, it's for fun. Even more than you might see in nature, just because, again, we have to kind of overcompensate a little bit because beads are going to look kind of stiff. That's just the reality. They're not petals. So we might need to overcompensate in the making it look sort of furly. Furly? Curly. Anyhow, so again, I'm going to use these. If you use non-protected, like non-vinyl protected pliers, make sure you don't clamp. Just hold and twist. Like hold it like about like that. Don't even hold on the beads. Just barely even touching beads. See, I'm not even touching the beads. And then I'm twisting. I'm like so lightly. And try to do it different, you know, than you've done it before. You know, just do different ones. Don't like overthink it. Because then they'll all start looking like pie crusts. Take it from me. I have made, I don't know why I'm whispering. I've made ones that just all look like pie crust. And then I have to go back in and be like, wait a second. So like that one looks kind of wonky, but that's good. I want wonky. And then I go back in and I take the foundation from the pliers and I kind of work with it a little bit more with my fingers a little bit more and kind of just do more with it to just kind of stretch it out, especially one that's super cuppy like this. And I think we're good. That's kind of cool. So, and again, now I kind of completely ruined everything that the pliers did. So be it. Push it back. Do it again. Again, who's the boss of the beads? You are. You are. I don't know what the whispering effect is for. Am I like trying to, like, I guess, be dramatic? Stage Whisper. Okay, so you can go back in and do it. And, you know, I tried to kind of make it a, kind of like a squarey bit on the end. And then I did too much. These will make it really sharp. So you got to be careful. That could be cool, but look how sharp that is now. It's almost borderline. I'm going to push this one back in so it matches. Again, I'm just kind of sculpting it. In case you're wondering. The word of the day is sculpt. Or the word of this particular video. So that's pretty good, you know. And so now, where are we at? Now we have, I love these plastic bins, by the way. I got clear plastic ones because I can see what I'm looking, what I'm looking for. So I got a bunch of them at like Home Goods or something for like $3 or something each. Best thing ever. Like here's some of our leaves, now I can see, I can stack them, but I can see. So I recommend if you ever see these, get some. They're kind of cool. And anyhow, I got a bunch, but they're all being used, and bigger ones too for my beads so I can see through. Okay, so what do we have now? So now I'm doing like the 1980s cooking show thing where it's like, voila, we just made the thing, but here it is, all of them done magically. They probably still do that in cooking shows, but I don't watch them. Okay, so that means we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then these are our 6. So we're good to go. So get 8 of these guys, regular wrap, regular lacing so that it shows on the inside. And those will be our outer bits. And then our outer petals. And then we have 6 reverse wrapped, outer laced. Kind of reverse laced, I guess, technically. And you can already see once you get these, I mean, they're pretty cool looking. I just like holding them. So you can already see where we're going with this. So that's going to be your peony. There it is. That one, I love this color. I'm like super into this color. I thought I'd love the other, which I do. I mean, I just love little pieces of glass, basically, I guess. But you can see that this color is pretty cool. Right, so there's my peony. And I consider it our peony because we made it together. So, truly I do. So that's the peony. Obviously, it's me holding it right now. So next time, the most obvious thing that I'm missing is the center. So we'll do that next time. Then we'll do the bottoms. Then we'll put them together. And then we'll do the leaves and get the assembly. And then we'll do the buds. We'll do the big bud first. So there you go. That's everything you need. 8, so 14 petals in all. I tried to make one of the 12 ones, and you'd think that wouldn't be that big of a difference, but it kind of was. It kind of was. I really think it looks better with 8 outer. But if you want